So the Sagebrush Partnership started out with a group of core partners in Southwest Montana. NRCS Montana was one of those core partners, the Nature Conservancy, Fish and Wildlife Service Partners Program, and our local watershed groups. And that group recognized the need to coordinate conservation actions across boundaries to conserve our rangelands. There was a recognition for some of the work we wanted to do. We didn't have the workforce to do the work in Southwest Montana. We literally didn't have anyone to hire to do the work. And at the same time, on a parallel path, there was this idea that if we want conservation and our stewardship work to last beyond our individual careers and in our positions here or the Sagebrush Partnership, is it needs to be more baked into our community. It needs to be just part of our culture in our small rural communities. But in Dillon, in the Southwest Montana, we have an opportunity to leverage our connection to the landscape even further and continuing that legacy of connecting more and more people in our community to work in natural resources. And so the Youth Employment Program provides that unique opportunity to give youth and young adults the opportunity to work and to work outside and to be connected to something larger than themselves. And that's something that we all desire, is to be connected to something larger than ourselves.
The Y.E.P program really focuses on employing youth, so looking at ages 15 to 25. And at that age, a lot of these folks don't know what they want to do, and they also don't know what career options are available. And so being able to go out in the field and learn what even exists. So by partnering with the U.S. Forest Service, BLM, NRCS, the students are learning about these different agencies. And then even within the NRCS, there's lots of different positions. There's wildlife biologists, there's hydrologists, there's soil scientists. So being able to learn about all the different range of skill sets and jobs that exist is huge to figure out what these folks might want to do and even what they might not want to do. But now they're prepared, they kind of at least know.
The impact on our community with these investments in Southwest Montana has created jobs in town. It's created jobs through the Youth Employment Program, probably over 30 to 35 positions in Dillon right now in 2024 are new and weren't here 5 years ago because of the Sagebrush Partnership and the investments from all partners, including the NRCS, to invest in this idea and to make it happen. In addition to that, it's not just job creation through our organizations and partners. We're out hiring contractors. We're out hiring local contractors. We're actively developing new contractors. Because just like we didn't have the labor force to do some of this work that the Youth Employment Program is doing for us, there's this large recognition we're losing the ability to manage our lands, both public and private. We are losing the workforce and the skills to manage our forests, to manage our rangelands at scale. And so by working with our communities closely and listening to the needs and concerns there through the diversity of the Sagebrush Partnership, we can try to help with some of these greater challenges.
So our first position is usually crew. Those are usually the younger kids, students, employees with a little less conservation knowledge. And then we work our way to the assistant lead, who kind of helps run the crew. They help dictate the project, like how this is gonna go, kind of getting a handle on leadership. And then we have the lead of the crew, who is kind of just the overseer. They're there to watch, they have a step back, they're kind of putting all of their resources into that assistant lead to help them gain the knowledge of being a lead and gaining that knowledge of handling their own crew. The idea that the Youth Employment Program really instilled independency and showed you all these different types of skills. Like the best one that I think I've gotten from Y.E.P is, yeah, independency, leadership, but when it comes to like more of a hands-on skill, chainsaw work. I absolutely love it, and I want to go into a career field where I have that option to work with all the time.
You can be in the classroom and be a great student and have all this knowledge and skill set, but then going out in the field and driving a trailer and learning how to use all the field tools can be overwhelming. And so now, once they've gone through this program, they just have this confidence around their field skills, around planning a trip, planning a day out in the field and what that looks like, and being able to watch the leadership piece of being able to watch the other students in the class and making sure everyone's okay and people are drinking water. So I kind of get the benefits of that when students have gone through the youth employment program.
Y.E.P plays this unique role in Southwest Montana in that they're providing kids the opportunity to work, to learn how to work in a team, to work with each other, to take direction, to troubleshoot, to problem solve. They're also being exposed to a wide variety of disciplines, you know, whether that be through stream restoration, working with a hydrologist or a fisheries biologist, or working on a fence removal project, working with a wildlife biologist or a range specialist at one of our land management agencies. So these kids are getting exposed to so many different professions and so many jobs that they may not have known existed previously. I think a lot of folks might know what the BLM is, or the Bureau of Land Management. They might know what the NRCS is, but do they know what they do? Do they know their role in the community? Do they know their role in maintaining ranching on the landscape or natural resource management? And what does that look like on the ground? So these kids they're really getting a leg up because they're seeing the work on the ground. And some of them aren't even in college yet, and that's going to give them some idea when they get into school. They're going to be able to identify what this wildlife biology course means on the ground, or why are we studying this, and they'll see that connection, and hopefully those through lines from on the ground work, education, and hopefully in their professional careers.
Being on the board of Y.E.P is to get more kids to understand our area of natural resources where we live. What I like about it so much, it's about the environment we live in. It's our conservation. If we can't be good stewards, how can we expect our kids to learn from those that aren't good stewards? What's going to be here 50 years from now, 100 years from now? I mean, it's a challenge that we all have in front of us, and I think it's ever more challenging because of that.
I think it's important for individuals to learn more about resource conservation because it allows us to prepare and sustain the land for future generations. Individuals are learning about not only soil conservation, but water conservation and different ways to work with the community to reverse the effects that we have put on the land.
It touches my heart that I see kids want to learn about rangelands and range because it's our largest natural resource.
The NRCS investment in Southwest Montana to create one position with a new program like the Youth Employment Program in 2021 has evolved to over 35 employees in 2024 working on the ground, completing conservation work with all of our partners. So that one relatively small investment is now leveraging resources from the Forest Service, the BLM, the Fish and Wildlife Service, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Mule Deer Foundation, Bass Pro Cabela's Outdoor Fund, you name it. That investing in these right places to leverage additional funding and additional capacity to get more work done. It's just incredible the vision the NRCS had to take that leap out of typical conservation practices on private lands to get something really going here, and it's just blossoming in Southwest Montana.